Good evening, hello and welcome to the India Development Debate. I'm Nayantara Rai. It's been a day of grandstanding in the city of Ghats. Hues of saffron swept one of the oldest cities in the world as Prime Minister Narendra Modi arrived for a two-day visit to the citadel of the Hindi heartland. A day before filing his nomination, the Prime Minister held a massive 6-kilometer-long roadshow that began at the gates of the Benaras Hindu University and culminated at the Dashashwamedh Ghat. Surprisingly though, the Congress announced Priyanka Gandhi would not contest from Varanasi. Some would say it's a surprise, some would say it's along expected lines. The Congress decided to field Ajay Rai, who mustered only 7% of votes in 2014. Even Arvind Kejriwal had fared better than him then. If the turnout at the mega roadshow is anything to go by, the battle for Banaras is as tough as it gets for Narendra Modi's challengers. We saw thousands thronged to the streets to catch a glimpse of the Prime Minister. But Varanasi is not the entire Uttar Pradesh, and Uttar Pradesh is not the entire India. So what is the political messaging of this mega show? What made Priyanka Gandhi back out if she was ever in the race? What impact will today's events have on the next 4 phases of the Lok Sabha election? We're going to discuss this and a lot more on the India Development Debate tonight. Joining me, my panelists for today, Rashid Kidwai, political commentator. You see him very often on ET Now. We're also being joined by Mukund Padmanabhan, the former editor of The Hindu, Anila Singh, the spokesperson for the Bharatiya Janata Party, as well as Sanjay Jha, the spokesperson for the Congress. Good evening and welcome to all of you on the India Development Debate. Rashid Kidwai, let me come to you. Massive roadshow. You've seen the thousands that have thronged to catch a glimpse of the Prime Minister. It's a massive show of strength in Varanasi. It's looking pretty much like a cakewalk for the Prime Minister. The Congress not even putting on up a candidate with mass appeal.
Yes, I think this was always a foregone conclusion that Mr. Narendra Modi, who's a master of these road shows and public appearances and rallies and all, he would put up a good show. What baffles me is that, opposition strategy. First of all, opposition failed to, put up a combined candidate from Varanasi. They have made several pacts in the sense of in Uttar Pradesh when, they don't have a, kind of candidate. And for instance, Congress has not put candidate against all this Yadav clan and some other important seats. Similarly, the SP, BSP have not put up candidate against Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi. But what was more bizarre, I would say, that strategy of first creating this hype that Priyanka would contest. Mind you, it was not media speculation. She herself went on record to say this, and until yesterday Mr. Rahul Gandhi was saying it's a suspense. Now what was the suspense if she was not contesting? And I think it has had a demoralizing effect. It will impact in the coming rounds of elections, that 4th, 5th and 6th round, and this is something that speaks volume about inexperience of Congress President and the General Secretary.
Sanjay Jha, what do you have to say about this? You were on this very show 24 hours back saying you cannot rule out that Priyanka Gandhi could indeed be standing against Narendra Modi. You said, watch this space. What is the messaging that is going out from the Congress party? You are fielding a candidate who only got 7% of the votes in 2014. He did even far worse than Arvind Kejriwal, who had managed to get in the 20-something percentage range. Having said that, you're also fielding a candidate who has a criminal track record, was arrested in 2015. Have you given up? Have you decided that, might as well give a walkover to Narendra Modi?
Nayantara, a couple of points very important to state at the beginning. Number one, this is a very pragmatic, mature, intelligent decision by the Congress party. Yes, it's true. We very seriously considered the option of Priyanka Gandhi Vadra fighting from Varanasi. But there are many other compelling circumstances on which you take your decisions. In an election contest, a very critical one, where she is in charge of the entire eastern Uttar Pradesh. Many of the seats, by the way, we believe we are front runners, and we have a chance to convert them into seats in the Lok Sabha. I mean, why wouldn't we capitalize on that opportunity? There is a lot of demand for her to, campaign for various other leaders who are contesting all over Uttar Pradesh. And, they felt that her coming there, she's a charismatic personality, a phenomenal public connect, her speeches are actually really kind of striking an emotional chord. There's none of the nonsensical rhetoric rubbish of the Modi Shah combined. So I think there is a lot of groundswell support for the Congress party building up, and we took a call that instead of just focusing in one
so much of a rhetoric that you don't even feel her. So much of a rhetoric that you don't even feel that you build up this hype that she's the only one who can challenge Narendra Modi. She's going to stand up against Narendra Modi, and you don't feel her so much for the speeches and the crowds that you're talking about. Why is Arun Jaitley not right with what he has tweeted today?
But Arun Jaitley has never won a single election on a contest, so I don't want to waste my time with a man who's perhaps even a substandard blogger.
Never stood for an election. But Priyanka Gandhi, to be fair, has never stood for an election.
Very simple. But don't worry. She has a long and a wonderful political future ahead of her. We'll have lots of conversations. Don't you worry about it. But let me make a larger point, Nayantara. Can I just upend this discussion and ask you this question so that you can ask this of the BJP? Does Narendra Modi or Amit Shah have the guts to contest against Mr. Rahul Gandhi in Amethi? And why have they reduced the poor Smriti Irani into a sacrificial lamb? I mean, she is going to probably lose a security deposit
Rahul
in
Gandhi could have
now.
also stood from Varanasi. Let's not get it. You said it's an intelligent debate, Sanjay Jha. You said it's an intelligent debate. Having said that, Rahul Gandhi could have also chosen to stand against Narendra Modi in Varanasi. He chose Wayanad. Anila Singh, let me come to you. The Prime Minister is going back to Varanasi. He is seeking the votes, which, let's face it, after 5 years, where are we with the Save Ganga, the Clean Up Ganga, the Kaito Kashi project, what the Supreme Court has had to observe about cleaning up the Ganga? Is it really, what has he done in the last 5 years? Look at the villages, the images that we're getting today of the villages that he has adopted in Varanasi. What is the big message that you're sending out to the voters of Varanasi?
See, there is a saying in Hindi, हाथ कंगन को आरसी क्या, पढ़े लिखे को फारसी क्या. The amount of people today we saw on the roads who were eagerly waiting to wave or see Narendra Modi ji, or I can say the sea of humanity which we observed today in Varanasi itself proves his popularity in Varanasi. See, the work he has done for the people, I mean, I can give you the n number of examples, whether it is about the road, whether it is about the drainage system, whether it is about the open wires, whether it is about the roads, flyovers, airports, hospitals, weavers. I mean, when we talk about the weavers, such beautiful, fantastic TFC has been built in record time by Smriti Irani ji under the leadership of Narendra Modi. For what? To facilitate weavers. Weavers are so happy, they are getting their money directly in their account, and they have got a place where they can display their work and they can generate more business. Let's talk about the hospital, and let's talk about the people. Just go and ask them. They will tell you before 2014, electricity was a huge problem there. Now they get 24/7 electricity. There is absolutely no problem.
Okay,
let's talk about the sanitation.
Anila, before we go any further, I'm going to give the opportunity to Sanjay Jha to counter you. He wants to say something. Come in, Sanjay Jha. And then I have to go to Mukund after this.
Nayantara, let me tell you this with extreme confidence. After the first 3 phases of the Lok Sabha polls, the Bharatiya Janata Party is rattled to its core. It can see the writing on the wall. They're diminishing with every successful election. I think the BJP knows it's slipped and is falling fast. I also want to add a point. I was reading a report this morning, Nayantara. Narendra Modi spends crores on his rallies. And I think the people of India have a right to ask this party, where does this sea of humanity get organized from? Ye paise kahan se aate hain? This is a government that has allowed farmer distress and young people to be unemployed, while on Narendra Modi's rallies they spend crores. Where is this black money coming from?
Okay, let's go to
I mean,
Mukund now.
end of day, it is.
You made your point. you made your point. I'm going to go across to Mukund. I still want to talk about Varanasi. What Priyanka Gandhi has, what has been announced by the Congress today with who they're fielding at Varanasi. Mukund Padmanabhan, would you say this is a missed opportunity by the Congress? How should one read it? We've already got Rashid's views in on this. Having said that, you've at least seen Rahul Gandhi try to make inroads in South India. He did stand from Wayanad. Do you think the Prime Minister could have also stood from a second constituency to try and make the BJP make inroads in other states? Let's say, for example, West Bengal.
Well, I mean, that's an issue of politics. I don't think it was necessary for him to have stood elsewhere. But I'd just like to go back to the earlier issue that you raised about Priyanka. Now, it's quite clear when somebody says more than once that, I will stand wherever my president asks me to stand, including Varanasi. It would suggest that she wanted to. And if this was true, and if what I heard earlier from Mr. Jha is true, that it was considered, and then they actually decided to pull her out, I think it raises the question, not so much of a missed opportunity, but it raises the question of whether this was good messaging or not. Why did it take so long to pull out? I mean, Mr. Rahul Gandhi himself has said, to my former newspaper, The Hindu, that we'd like to keep up the suspense. I mean, suspense demands a climax of some sort. And then finally, you've gone back to Ajay Rai, who, as you pointed out earlier, stood in 2014. So to sum up, I don't think this was a missed opportunity. I think the Congress was sensible in not fielding Priyanka in Varanasi. It certainly, frees her up to campaign elsewhere and so on. And I'm not sure how well she did, given that, Mr. Rai himself polled under 80,000 votes in 2014 against Mr. Modi's 5.8 lakhs. So it probably wouldn't have been a wise thing to field her there. If she aspires to a political career in the future, it would have, it might not have been a smart thing to do. So in short,
another way of messaging, and I want to.
So in short, messaging.
Okay, I get your point, and now I'm going to go back to Rashid Kidwai for this, because I know he has a different point of view which he was talking about. So let's say that refuge in Wayanad and a refuge away from Varanasi, the story of a family dynasty. That's been one of the headlines of a blog put out by the Bharatiya Janata Party today and one of its cabinet ministers. Rashid Kidwai, you've heard what Mukund Padmanabhan has had to say. Do you agree with this kind of messaging? The flip side could be that it's a messaging which sends out that we are perhaps gearing up for 2024. Why have Priyanka Gandhi Vadra making a debut for the Lok Sabha where she may not stand to win? Like Mukund saying, we don't know what it is that the surveys were showing up.
Nayantara, she's entered politics in 2019. There is a Lok Sabha election going on. The Congress has a lot at stake. I mean, if there are three Gandhis, Sonia, Rahul, Priyanka, and they don't get, 100 Lok Sabha seats, it will be a very telling commentary. Now, the fact of the matter is not everyone wins. Arvind Kejriwal didn't win. Still, he got 67 seats in Delhi. So, and there are so many people, you look at in even the history of Congress, there are a lot of people had lost election. Indira Gandhi lost election, Atal Bihari Vajpayee had lost election. See, the losing is not an issue. The fact of the matter is that Priyanka Gandhi and Congress managers, I think they were under a false assumption that once this buzz about Priyanka contesting for Varanasi would gain momentum, Prime Minister Modi would look for another constituency and they will have some kind of high moral ground. The other side could be that kind of bad blood that exists between, Gathbandhan, particularly Mayawati and Congress, that they could not get her sort of clearance. This is what Congress should be talking about, but they are not talking about this. So I think that there is, something wrong. I think the problem with Congress is they accord so much importance to this, perceived hierarchy and thing. Priyanka saying that it is for Congress president and Congress president saying it is for general secretary. End of the day, they are brothers, sisters. And the whole world knows that, and it's a very close family. So if there was either there was a move, as Mr. Jha was speculating, there was a move for Priyanka to contest or not to contest.
Anila Singh, let me come to you now. We saw such a grand show today, with the Roadshow, the thousands that have thronged in. But Varanasi is not all of Uttar Pradesh. And there is a saying that all roads to New Delhi run from Uttar Pradesh and from Lucknow to New Delhi. Having said that, a lot of people believe that you didn't do well in Western UP. Are you hoping that today what you saw in Varanasi is going to have a rub-off effect in the rest of Eastern UP?
Nayantara, first of all, it is too early to announce any result about Western Uttar Pradesh or from any other part of our country where the votings has been done. We should wait for 23rd May. And because I come from Western Uttar Pradesh, so I know very well that BJP has done pretty well and we are going to win from this part of UP as well. Because the reason, let me tell you, the people who say that we have not done well in Western Uttar Pradesh is they do arithmetic. This amount of this particular caste vote, this amount of this religious community vote add together, and BJP is not going to win, so the alliance is going to win. Congress doesn't have any place in this result projection. So Modi ji has been working since 5 years to rise above the caste and religion line in politics. Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas theory he has worked on, and he has faith in it and he has worked on it. And as a BJP worker, even I stand very strongly from his point of view that this country needs to get over the caste and religion politics, which Congress started and the other regional parties are following. So like in 2014 people voted above caste and religion line, the same history is going to repeat this time as well. Now let me come back to Priyanka Gandhi Vadra not contesting from Varanasi. So let me tell you here, Nayantara, she wanted to, and Rashid said very well that at least she should have opted. Like, people are saying this wouldn't have been a good thing and no politically sensible person would have done to contest in front of Narendra Modi ji. But if she would have contested, at least she would have known that where she stands. Her husband also said it, Ahmed Patel also said it, but Rahul Gandhi didn't allow. It is not because of any political sense, but because of his own political insecurity. There is a tug of war going in between brother and sister. He knows that if Priyanka Gandhi Vadra would have contested,
Vadra turn out to be a challenger to Rahul Gandhi.
So,
Priyanka Gandhi
So,
Vadra turn out to be a challenger to Rahul Gandhi. A lot is said about how she looks like Indira Gandhi. You're talking about the crowds that are thronging in. The insecurity angle has certainly been talked about a lot. And, one can't help but feel the Congress has been making mistakes all through 80 seats in Uttar Pradesh. You have badly snubbed the Samajwadi Party as well as the BSP. You saw what happened over there. How can that not turn against you? Your party president decides to stand in Wayanad, not directly challenging the BJP. In West Bengal, look what you have done. Look what you have done in Bihar. Consistent mistakes. And could this be the biggest one now? And all because of insecurity, as Anila Singh is alleging?
Nayantara, I'm very amused by the fact that the BJP spokesperson is talking as if she has, she's the fly on the wall in all the conferences and discussions we have in the Congress party. I mean, ridiculous. I don't want to even comment on the outrageous nonsense she's spoken. To make this kind of a blatant statement that Mr. Rahul Gandhi said, now how does she know? I mean, why don't you just go ahead and get your own house in order, for heaven's sake? Now the larger issue is this. Let me tell you that you mentioned Bihar. In Bihar, we have got a very solid alliance. We have the same situation in Jharkhand, in Maharashtra, in Karnataka, in Tamil Nadu, where I think probably will win all the seats, in Kerala, which I think is going to be a massive sweep. So I really feel that at the end of the day, even where Uttar Pradesh is concerned, the Samajwadi Party and the BSP decided to go on their own, which is, they have their fundamental right to do so. And we believe that at the end of the day, the Bharatiya Janata Party, a totally anti-democratic, anti-constitutional party, needs to be defeated at all cost. And we are doing that in the states where we are fighting them head to head, which is Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Himachal, Uttarakhand, Gujarat, parts of Maharashtra, etc. And I do think that this election is already a manifestation of the decline of the BJP. Mr. Modi can do all the hype and hoopla. But the message is very clear after the appointment of Pragya Singh Thakur that this party has panicked because
Anila wants
none
to
of their
counter you.
hyper-nationalism
Anila,
stunts
you have
have
30 seconds. Anila, you have 30 seconds. I'm giving you 30 seconds to counter.
All right. I mean, I don't know why Sanjay Jha and his party has got a whole lot of problem from Sadhvi Pragya, and because they accused her for saffron terrorism. They have got huge allergy from saffron color. So I'm not bothered about it. But let me tell you, Sanjay Jha, you are saying that your party is standing very strongly with your allied partners. Right. So why Tejasvi is crying? Why Kumar Swamy is crying? Why your other allied partners are crying? They are saying that Rahul Gandhi doesn't have any political sense. He doesn't know how to drive the political alliance.
Mukund, you come in here. You talk about Mukund. You come in here and you talk about it. You know, clearly the BJP this time round had no choice. It had to back the horse that was fighting and is looking like it's going to lose, which is the AIDMK. This was the turn of the Congress party to strike gold with the DMK. None of them have inroads over there. It's about whose horse is going to win in the general election. But having said that, what have you made of what the Congress party's management so far has been? I'm not even going to talk about Delhi and Aam Aadmi Party because history speaks for itself over there. But look at the Samajwadi Party. Look at the Yadav votes that are not going to the BSP. The way it's being cut into what could have come to the Congress kitty. The JDS-Congress alliance, which, we know what all has happened over there. It could not consolidate. It was not able to strengthen it, especially after that close assembly election. What do you make of the management so far? You've already given me your views about how Priyanka Gandhi not being fielded is a right decision. But then on the other flip side, maybe Narendra Modi would have had to spend more time in Varanasi and campaign less in the rest of India.
Well, I mean, if we're talking about alliances, I think the critical alliance, if the BJP was to be either defeated or to be set back, was to have the SP, the BSP and the Congress together. I mean, the data from 2014 showed quite clearly that such an alliance would win the majority of the seats in UP, the vast majority, and would set back the BJP considerably. Now that hasn't happened. And I think that is what has given the BJP in some sense a window. Now you could argue why that hasn't happened. You could put the blame at one door or another. And that's, I think, not entirely, I think, Congress mismanagement, but, it's just for the anti-BJP parties, I think that was the biggest setback. In other places, I think the issue is how the alliance is working on the ground. And certainly there are indications in Karnataka that, it's not working very well. And I think the results may show that the arithmetic of the past may not hold in determining the results in 2019. I'm not sure whether the BJP will slip by that much as it seemed it would earlier. So to me, I think those are the central issues. One, how the alliance works on the ground, and two, Uttar Pradesh, where I think the opposition failed to come together.
Yes, the Mahagathbandhan, the Mahamilawat, the Gathbandhan, whatever you want to call it, I think it happened from the first list itself, and we saw signals of the Congress party saying these are our tickets, 7 to be shared by the Samajwadi Party and the BSP. Rashid, let me come to you. When Narendra Modi announced his candidature in 2014, he very famously said, "Ma Ganga ne bulaya hai." The importance of the Kashi, goes well beyond River Ganga. We have seen that. We have talked about it. What is your take? And seeing what has happened today, what is your prediction? How do you see this panning out?
I think Mr. Modi has played his cards very well, particularly Eastern UP, where things were difficult, where I had expected that Priyanka Gandhi would, campaign a lot and do a lot of talking and all. She's an effective campaigner. But today, she was in Jhansi. I mean, if Jhansi is not in Eastern Uttar Pradesh, so if she's going to campaign all over the country, it's fine. But what I'm saying is why accord primacy too? Because the results will show that Congress got 1 seat, 2 seats or whatever. So, the whole Congress story is actually very blurred and confusing as far as battleground Uttar Pradesh is concerned. Perhaps Mr. Sanjay Jha would not say, but there is a, very strong sense that both, brother, sister Rahul and Priyanka are being very self-conscious. Particularly Priyanka, she doesn't want to, overshadow Rahul Gandhi in any way, perhaps due to her kind of, greater appeal with that masses and that connect that we talk about, and body language, confidence, oratory skills, all those things. But it is costing Congress dear. They have to have, I'm sure they are very close to each other. They should have confidence and provided a strength to the party. If Congress doesn't cross 100 figure, if Mr. Modi returns again, you see it will not be just a setback to the Congress, but Congress dependence on Nehru Gandhi family will also diminish.
Sanjay Jha, come in over there. Are you looking at the scary prospect of not crossing 100? Isn't that the message that you have sent today as well? Once again, a missed opportunity. You keep Narendra Modi for more time in Varanasi. You yourself have talked about the crowds. And how can the Congress party see the images that it's seeing today in Varanasi and not be worried?
Well, I have a lot of respect for Mr. Kidwai. One of the things that my experience in politics has taught me, Nayantara, that if your opponents or the media or the analysts underestimate you, it's good for you. Anybody who's written off Congress in the past has done so at their own peril. And, I can tell you for a fact that I remember having several conversations
2014?
before Rajasthan.
2014, Sanjay? 2014, 44 seats? Really?
Nayantara, let me answer. Nayantara, let me answer. 2014 was an extraordinary aberration. I agree with you that the BJP won by a humongous margin, but I think the Congress party gave it to them. I don't think Modi won it. I think the Congress party lost it. But we have learned our lessons, and I think please don't forget this, that the last public verdict was in December in the 3 states in the Hindi heartland where we won. The BJP did not win any of the 5 states, including Telangana and Mizoram, that went to polls. So let's don't forget that. And I can tell you that the more the BJP has been talking about, Hindu majority, Hindu minority, every time talking about Pakistan, calling the opposition on the side of terrorists. They have completely panicked. There's a message there. Why is Modi not talking about jobs? Why is Shah not talking about agrarian distress? Why is the BJP completely silent on issues of Dalit violence, on attacks on the Muslims and lynching? Why are they remarkably quiet on issues of governance, the complete destruction of institutions in India? Because they have done nothing. And the common man has understood that. I can tell you, I live in Mumbai. Trust me, a month and a half ago, not many people were very buoyant about our chances. But today, out of the 6 seats, we could be probably winning 5. It tells you how the mood has changed. So I have no problem listening to critical opinion. In fact, I love it when people write us off, because I can tell you at the ground level, things are remarkably different.
Okay. Okay, Rashid Kidwai, you wanted to come in there, so I'm going to allow you to enter. You were trying to interrupt Sanjay Jha.
No, not really. Confidence is something that's fine. There's no problem. Fact of the matter is, Congress has done, horribly bad in Uttar Pradesh. You look at assembly elections, 7 assembly seats. This is, if you look at history of Congress in Uttar Pradesh, the two sides don't match. The fact of the matter is that Congress had no strategy. You look at, there is no television interview that's been given by either Rahul Gandhi or Priyanka Gandhi.
Yeah.
How would Mr. Sanjay Jha explain this? You can go on criticizing Akshay Kumar interview or this interview, that interview, but at the end of the day, Congress is not even making use of that level playing field.
That's a valid point. You've not seen any television interview by Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi, Priyanka Gandhi, even Jyotiraditya Scindia. I can't remember the last time, for example, I saw him, and he's in charge of such a large belt. So do you think Rashid Kidwai there has a very valid argument to make?
One point, Nayantara, The Prime Minister of the world's largest democracy does not have the courage of his own conviction to hold a single press conference. He does this farcical, in my opinion, bizarre, fake interview, calling it non-political
Television interviews
to, dodge the election commission. I mean, I haven't seen a more politically immoral, unethical man than Narendra Modi, and does it with Akshay Kumar, asking him questions on whether you love a mango.
Okay, let's not get into personalities here. Sanjay, you said let's keep the debate intelligent, so let's not get into personalities. I'm being told that we're running out of time as well. Anila Singh, I'm going to come to you. Like I said at the beginning, Varanasi is not all of Uttar Pradesh, just like all of Uttar Pradesh is not Varanasi. How are you all at the BJP reading today? Are you seeing this as the new turning point in the election? Because every election does have one. Is that what you all are hoping for? That this is going to be the turning point?
Nayantara, we are winning hands down, and we are very confident about it because we work day in and day out, 24/7, 365 days a year. We are not like other political parties who sit in AC rooms, they make alliances and then they expect that their workers are going to join hands and their alliance will be successful politically and electorally as well. Number one. And number two, just now Rashid ji said very well for Congress party that confidence is good but overconfidence is bad. And like Sanjay Jha, when I said something about my party, about my leader, he said that I do not want to even react on utter nonsense Anila Singh is talking about. So I cannot use such vulgar language, but I can only say this thing, that it is better to be practical rather than to live in fool's paradise. If you think that Congress is scoring very well, then you are sadly mistaken. You are sadly mistaken. I mean, your party president and your party's ex-president and chairperson of UPA doesn't have this much of strength that they can fight on their parliamentary constituencies all alone without any help. They have taken help from Sappa Baspa political parties so that they do not get any of their candidates to contest from there. So your leaders are so weak. So how can your party be strong enough to rule this country? There is only one person.
No, I didn't let Sanjay Jha get into personalities. I'm not going to allow you either, Anila. I said we will have a civilized debate. No, Anila, I didn't let him get into personalities when he was going in and attacking Narendra Modi, so I won't give you the opportunity to do that as well. We at ET Now do like to have civilized debates, not get into name calling either. I will defend Sanjay Jha on this one point and say he didn't make any vulgar comments here. Having said that, my producer is cueing me and telling me we're completely out of time. So with that, I will have to say it's a wrap on this leg of the India development debate. It's turned out to be a very action-packed day with the kind of images that you've seen come out of Varanasi and the Congress making it quite official that Priyanka Gandhi Vadra is not going to be fielded against Narendra Modi. With that, we're going to take a short commercial break. But folks, stay tuned to the India development debate. On the other side, this is going to impact all of you. Maruti, the country's largest car maker, sells 50% of the cars in India, has decided it's not going to sell diesel vehicles come 1st April 2020. This is not an April Fool's joke. This is their plan. It has been announced by the chairman. How is it going to impact all of you and all of you in the market to buy a car? Stay tuned.